WebEx?
Yep,
And no one calling in this morning, huh?
that's right now. Yeah, I did that so that way we'll time out on you.
All right. All right, the recording is going and we're all here, ready to go to work. All right, we will call the Grant County Drainage Board to order June 11, noting all 5 members present. We are ready to review the minutes.
So are both set? Put it on or just?
Well, whoever makes a motion, make that decision. Can do it separately, can do them together if
I
they're,
don't think I can vote on either one.
okay?
We have 2 sets?
Yeah.
Who's the tax set? Was that the one I missed? Which one of those did I miss?
What do you want?
I don't know. I have to see. On the back page.
That's the minutes.
I was not in.
This here's where you approved the payment for your jobs.
I wasn't there. I was going.
Is that the one that says we did not have a quorum?
I do that because I have to put them online.
You didn't have a quorum?
Explain why.
So we are acknowledging that on that document, anybody can vote on that because we didn't have a,
Do that one. I'm not on that one, but anybody else?
Get a motion.
motion for whatever that date is, Kenny.
May 14th.
Kenny made a motion and Richard seconded it for the May 14th. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Right. Any questions, comments, editorial changes, sly remarks? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and those abstaining? Carried 4-1 abstention. Then that is the
May 28th.
May 28th. That's just a record that we could not get a quorum, and so everybody can vote on that.
I know I wasn't here. Me neither. I did.
Me either.
So let's all admit to it.
So what kind of a motion does that?
Do we need a motion?
Just a motion to acknowledge the, did not, that's
I'll
it.
second Kenny's
If
motion
anybody
to
goes to
acknowledge.
read the minutes, read the minutes, they'll wonder why there's nothing
Yeah.
there. That's why I mean,
That's why we're doing that.
they would see this.
Have the motion to acknowledge no quorum on May 28th, therefore no business. Questions, comments? Hearing none. All in favor would say aye. Pass.
Kenny and Pat, I knew Kenny did, but I didn't know the second.
Aye. Aye. It is unanimous. And we're up to today's claims now. Go walk us through those, Jim.
First one, in your construction, $437 on Big Black Creek. This is $174,829 in the fund. The second one's the big one, $12,542.50 on Big Black Creek. This was to free up the crushing and dredging at the old stone quarry, and then where all the corn stubble washed in. This frees up about probably 3.5, 4 miles on the end of the creek. Had to get through this, and Turners had been waiting for this to be done, and then the corn stubble filled it in too, so that's why the bill's so big. Blackford County Auditor, $12,492.95. These are on outbound drains that we collect the money and send to them. Wells County Auditor, $566.83 outbound. Wabash County Auditor, $2,047.34 outbound. Huntington County Auditor, $867.85 outbound. Howard County Auditor, $9,064.39 outbound. Grant County Treasurer, $8,671.77. Loans that can repay maintenance to General Drain Improvement Fund. So this was,
All the ditches except for the mass seal.
so everything that we done, putting it in the red out of our general fund is maintenance is finally paid back. That's good. Cook Excavating, $570 for South Prong and Dry Fork. This was tile repair on a pile farm, $4,708.26. First batch.
Questions, discussion on first batch? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Pat and Gordon. Any other discussion? Motion with support. All those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It is carried. Next section.
This is a log jam removal moving towards Mere, $1,650. This is where the Fadley ditch enters Pipe Creek, so that will come out of the Pipe Creek Fund, Mary. The only reason Fadley ditch was mentioned was Fadley entered in Pipe Creek and just right there at where it downstream or right at the junction, the fairly large log jam. $137,922 in the fund. Then Cook Excavating, $1,680 on Pipe Creek log jam. Then Cook Excavating, $2,520 on Pipe Creek log jam. $137,992 in the fund. These were on 3 different landowners.
Billy was one of them.
Is that Bradley ditch, is that the one that comes out of Oakville School?
Right,
across the
yeah,
river?
that's the one
Top at
that's,
the gal.
yeah, that's the one.
Kyle, Julie. These are all the ones that are for the out of count.
Oh,
Mormon property and the Brook property.
okay.
I was thinking Dooley.
Yeah, you know where the Druitt property is, Kenny.
Yep.
Yeah, large hackberry trees have fallen, blocking Pipe Creek and the entrance of the Valley Ditch into Pipe Creek, 5 hours. The other one was the Mormon property, remove log jams, large log jams in the woods. The other one.
It is Dooley.
Okay, the Dooley property, yeah. Group of large trees had fallen or blocking Pipe Creek to entrance. Yeah, that was on each side, west side of Mere.
Any other questions?
We still may have just a few log jams moving east of Mere that we need to get for the seasonal cleaning out.
Move we pay these 3 claims.
Richard? Second, Pat? Do have a motion with support. Any discussion on those? Hearing none. All those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
And those abstaining?
That's how I'm supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Carried 4-1 abstention. All right. Then these pre-approvals, Jim.
The John's Repair Service, $2,577.50. Beluga Creek, $93,601 in the fund. Where's the breakdown? And the other one is John's Repair Service, $1,235 on Luger Creek.
Broke me off. They've already been paid.
Okay.
Yes.
I can get it.
Oh, that was,
Pre-approved, what happens if we don't approve?
It was something we had to do. We just were in a pinch and had to do it. The difference,
Take it out of your.
yeah,
this was all straightening the ditch up on the tippy ditch of Luger Creek.
Surface drain, washed out.
Surface drain and straighten the channel up and taking some obstructions out on Mick Roush's property.
so basically, when we do pre-approvals, and the chairman can do that, all the board has to do is motion to ratify the pre-approval.
Cooperate.
Right? It's just, we were going to do it, we just had to do it in a,
Otherwise, we have to have.
perseverance is rendered.
Mick was happy because he didn't call, so.
I'll make that motion.
Motion to ratify the pre-approvals.
Yep.
And Gordon seconded. All those in favor would say aye. Aye, it's carried, thank you. Under old business, I have 2018 copies of the agreement that are going back to the attorneys for review to see if we can put a 2024 on it.
Can you send me one of those too?
Well, we will send you a copy as well. So that's it under old business, unless you've got something else. All right, new business, Aaron Newby, drain issues.
Let you guys share this.
Where's our movie over, yes, that is.
Yeah, off of Wheeling Pike out of Jonesboro, 275 East. This is swampy land in the back of this property. We've got an old tile that comes up to it. Randy Atkins owns this property, and a Mr. Fresno owns this. I've tried to put arrows on it the way it's going. You guys can look at it and show it. Kenny, Wheeling, 275. Water's all going this way. It's always been wet back here. They've got private tiles that are full of mud. And when Randy Atkins had Joe Seward do his work, they kind of metered some of the mud line, and that slowed things down. And then Joe went back and kind of fixed it some other way. They hated to hook this mud tile into the new tile that he kind of bypassed the county tile. The county tile goes right into the wet spot. It's real old. And he kind of put another one out here and made the whole area drain better. And I'll read this letter real quick if you want me to here real quick. Sure. His name's Adam Soltz. He resides at 6580 where I drawed the circle. Didn't come in too good there, but for the last 6 weeks or more, I've had standing water in the south area of my property. I understand this is a low area and there have been a couple periods of heavy rain. Given the elapsed time, it seems odd that there would still be standing water. Now this has always been wet back there. I've been there with Kenny Hoskins when we relayed tile in one of those bowls where the tile over the years had all settled. It's maybe a 12, 14 inch, and the whole tile had settled, and we raised it up on property Atkins had bought years ago. The last time this occurred, there had been tile work completed in a nearby farm field. My drainage had been cut off. There has been tile work on the west side of Wheeling Pike along 275 East. I wouldn't be shocked if this has inadvertently happened again. From the time it was corrected last time, 2019 and 2020, I have not had issues. Now that there's been tile work on the area again, the issues have resumed. Requesting the Aaron Newby drainage be checked as some of the homeowners may have been cut off once again. Thank you in advance. And it's just hard for me to, I've walked that ditch a couple times, and when the crops are off, you know, and we've cleaned a fence roll out, and there's always a sinkhole. Now Atkins has got a new line off of the county line that, and then once they went in and kind of like hooked up the bad tile different, I think he had a little filter system there to try and keep the mud out of his new tile. They're hooked up now, you know, he mentioned the Presnol and the other correspondence with Mary, and he owns this field right here. And he may own a field over here. But I knew, see, there's a wet spot and there's wet. If he's been putting laterals in here, I can't see that really hurting this. You know, the main thing.
Unless you cut the tile off.
Yeah, surely you wouldn't have done that. I'd hope not.
Well, plowing laterals in, didn't know he cut it off.
It comes into Atkins property before it goes to Presnell, so.
The wet spot would be on Atkins,
Right, he should have problems too, if that's happened.
If they put a catch basin type thing and nobody's cleaned it out, it may.
Yeah, it might be full of mud.
One of these guys has a few cows, and this would get so wet that the cows would all have to come up here very close to Wheeling. It would be under, and this has happened years ago from time to time, but I think them and the neighbor probably need to investigate their private tile that come over. Our county tile went across the property line. Right in here, it stops, our easement stops right there, and then private tiles go on up. That's where our county easement tile stops.
So they have to bring their water to.
They probably need to relay their tile and get it to, at one time, you know, I told Joe right over about where the footage was on the north side of that property line, put us a good catch basin where we can have a sump and clean it out. I think when you zoom in, you can see that spot. That's where they would need to lay their new tiles that, you know, 6-inch or whatever they want to put in. So part of it could just be they don't realize what they've got back there. I'm not for sure.
Or it's the catch basin full and
Right.
get through.
Now that guy is another guy. His line kind of runs over into the next door neighbor to the east. So I'll try to investigate, but it's awful hard to investigate.
So you'll come back potentially with a recommendation.
Yeah, and I'll talk to Mr. Atkins first and see what he thinks still about. They definitely need a new tile, or it used to be swampland, all that back property.
And maintenance on that, ever, never.
Yeah, it has a maintenance.
How much?
How much is in there, newbie?
So it's not easy fighting Mother Nature.
Yeah,
No,
And maybe the tile settled again.
yeah.
This area where it's
Got a dip
swampy,
in it.
I was gonna say, is it a bowl? It's low
Right, it is.
anyway, right?
It is.
That'll be in there trumping it. They'd make it sink.
this is after,
We've raised this one before, haven't we, then?
yeah.
You oughta just
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Mr. Atkins, he didn't want to lay it right through the bowl, so he laid it more off the side, which that's the best way to do these, because when Kenny Hoskins discovered it the one time that they fluctuated and it had all settled, so there was no grade going through that bowl at all. We still got a county tile in there that comes on down and dumps into Atkins's new line. I think he ran another finger over in it, but I'll talk to him and see what he thinks.
This isn't for the, I just want you to know that Hunter Biden's been found guilty. Just got a text. Okay.
Yes.
So now Trump has a cellmate.
Yeah.
We want that in,
No, it's not to be in the record.
the board celebrated.
But back in, we have raised it to $7.50 an acre, $50 home site. And it brings in, it has $2,435 in it, but what's it bring in a year, Mary?
400.
Okay, $6,400 a year.
It'll
so.
collect again in the fall.
And I just couldn't see Mr. Presnell, he's too far downstream. The first person that'll have trouble will be Randy Atkins, so I'm gonna call, I got his number.
Sounds good. I think the only other thing we've got is the ARPA letter. You guys seen that. Jim put that together. We just have to approve that from the drainage board
That's,
for his recommendation.
that's on the spraying deal, right?
That's on the spray. Yeah, and that commits us to how many dollars on that?
121,000.
121,000. Good. We still have right at 79,000 that we can still do a small project with ARPA funds. But we gotta commit it.
Commission.
Yeah, this has to go to the commissioners, and then the commissioners will act on it to release the money for that purpose.
Give it to you or take it.
Justin, don't trust me.
You won't lose it.
So with your action, we will affirm Jim's letter to the commissioners.
We need a motion.
Yeah, we need a motion. Just, we have Kenny making a motion to send a surveyor's letter to the Board of Commissioners asking for the ARPA, some of our $200,000 ARPA money designated to us to be used for the spray program.
Second.
All right, any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Just
opposed no. Carried. Just another little tidbit, there's some hotshot Atlanta lawyer that is spending 7 years in prison now for tapping $15 million in ARPA money for personal use. So that's why we go through all the mumbo jumbo of putting all this on record, so. All right, other business?
Yeah, on this. I was telling these guys upstairs, you would, over at Nestor's on Taylor Creek, their Bragg is putting in some tile. You may remember here a couple years ago, we got a guy from Monticello to come over, clean roots out. Raymond was over there yesterday and seen a big gob of roots out of where that was. We've been doing a pretty good job, I thought. Evidently not good enough of putting copper sulfate in,
That's what I was thinking, that we had done some treatments.
but had a pretty good sized pile of roots, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Mary, I don't know if you've seen this or not.
Mark, get a copy.
I don't remember.
It's our easement laws on what you can do and not do.
You know, I didn't know.
Trees can be planted with the written consent of the board, otherwise they're liable. We can take them out without any liability.
They took and planted small trees about this tall, right over our tile.
Oh, no.
So I was trying to find Gordon or Lowe yesterday, and I couldn't find him. His mom is the ones that pushing this, okay? She's 85, 90 years old, no distraction. Those kind of ones that gotta go through. 2 or 3 big trees back there in the back that need to be taken out. You agree?
Oh, yeah, if not a dozen.
And I thought Eric's price was to replace all that new, and we looked at it together, me and Eric, and I thought those little mulberries in that little area, the only way to put that tile in is, and then I talked to the son, and I thought he understood that, you know, we've got to take those trees down in order to put the new tile in. And then, you know, if it's a sealed joint tile, it would be years, but if they want to plant or put a fence up or hook bushes up, they hate to look at the railroad track and the implement place. Problem.
Well, Dick Bragg, 14 years ago, put that new tile in from the railroad track up to where they moved that building.
And that's the part that's already been compromised by the tree roots, right?
Some of these roots is growing back in.
Maybe a fence would be the answer to not have to look at that then.
Yeah, just privacy fence.
But
Give them some
But we
privacy.
can't stop them from planting trees, but they're at the liability of the landowner. I mean, we can take them out if they become a problem, but just can't always stop them from planting trees.
Well, as long as they understand, we need to probably verbally and or in written form, tell them, if you do this and we have to come in, we have the right, you know, to remove them and it's not at our expense.
what I'd like to do, I'd like to try and get a hold of Mo in the next day or two and talk to him about this and see what we can get done. If we don't, next meeting we'll bring the thing up, we'll have the attorney write them up.
Could you give him a copy of the?
I've got this in here, yeah, I'll get
I've got that.
Give him a copy of that so he can digest that and fence, a little wooden fence in that section. It wouldn't be, but maybe, what is it, maybe 20 or 30 feet of fence?
yeah.
If you had a privacy fence there, that way you wouldn't see the train or implement
Well, I
place.
don't know whether it's that or she don't want to see John Deere.
Well, yeah, you gotta look at the business over there.
Which was there first?
Probably
Was the train there?
John Deere,
Yeah.
you know,
They
who was
wouldn't,
there first, Farman or the people that moved that built the house?
right.
You know, they built that house there. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice house. But when Doc King owned it, they farmed that. And then Butch sold west of the house to Donovich, which I ended up. And east of the house he sold to Roy Levengood. And for some reason, Roy went out there and started planting trees out there. I don't have any idea. He was a half a screw. I don't know whether they thought he was gonna start selling wood off or what.
It was a little pine forest, wasn't it? Was it a pine forest? Is that what he planned?
No, it wasn't.
Because there was pines there and they've died on their own, I think, some.
Well, maybe they did, I don't know.
Well, I mean, on the Nestor's property.
Most of that stuff is hardwood, that's,
Okay.
you know, but you get back there by the railroad track. But I'm a guessing, could be wrong, I'm a guessing there's 400 acres of water,
Oh, easy. Yeah.
plus part of the town.
Right.
All of John Deere, there's 10 acres or of John Deere parking lot.
And there's a manhole on the south side of the railroad track by the implement place. We can keep an eye on where the water's moving out, and that's how come roots got it. It backs up.
So some way we're gonna need to, while we're on this project, now's the time to clean it up.
Yeah, you're right. Don't wait to do it later.
So,
I got one other thing. Adam Wolf told me that somebody, Middlesworth, no, Eric Middlesworth, owns a farm, a hidden trench. You know where that, I don't know where's that, but they piled in. Had to replace a 21-inch tile. I don't know. Said, well, that David White gave him permission to plow in, you know, not trench it in. They're fixing it.
They're fixing it, so.
I don't know where it's at, so. And it was open trench or bare, or as long as they got permission from farmers, right?
Yeah, we have, I think the ordinance that we've got is that we have to trench it in.
Open trench or,
Yeah, we trench it in or bore with
Well, got that problem over there south of Herbst
Okay.
and over toward Sweetser. Got Winger. They got on this kick called the 5G because kids was working at home.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have internet access, good enough. So the government come in with some money and they're plowing in. I stopped and talked to them. And outfit Weiss, I think out of Wisconsin,
That's the name I heard. Wisconsin, outfit out of Wisconsin.
are they over there for you?
No, not me.
But he says they got a year guarantee, they'll be back for a year. Well, the way I looked at it, got Scott Winger there at Sweetser Telephone Company. You always come back on to him.
The whole idea with the trenching ordinance,
Tile.
we'll know immediately
Yeah.
if we've got a problem.
They found out they did.
Yeah, that's the
They
purpose.
said, well, David White let them plow in. That's what I heard.
That doesn't sound right.
When we done that,
They're plowing it in out by Eastbrook High School too. They're going all the way around Eastbrook High School on the county roads. And Jim went out to a tile breakdown on 600 south of 18 and it,
But they're not paying any attention to ordinance we have.
We marked it, we called the highway department, told them about that one. It's good.
don't be more. They keep doing it.
It was a private tile, we just freaking down right at the edge of the pavement. Like,
I think I just call David and tell him that, getting more reports of this, and if he needs to call the company and tell them we're gonna do a cease and desist order until they do it right, maybe that'll make them fly straight.
keep an eye on
Or is
them.
it a secretary just signing them off and letting them go by and
Shouldn't
David
be.
don't even see them?
when we done that,
Someone needs to make them aware.
we voted on it here.
Yeah,
But we farmed it out, the highway department to get the permit.
huh? Because they charge, I wanna say, they used to charge $50 or maybe even more than that now.
I don't know what, or whatever, but.
For permit,
Mhm.
which is a joke.
Yeah.
$50 to a company putting in $1 million
Right.
fiber optic, it's nothing.
And they don't.
And they don't care.
They don't
No.
care where they're.
Did that one a year
Because they'll
ago,
be gone next week.
that went by Wendell's, those boys was for.
Well, we've had
They
to
went
deal
down
with
nine
them.
or
We've had to deal with them out in my area. And I was on it and got it corrected. I don't know how. If you're not there to make them correct it, I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
The gentleman we went and looked at was blaming the farmer on the other side of the road because he didn't see anybody go down the road. He just thought the farmer did something.
So are they plowing them out there, or are they directional
They're
drilling?
plowing it.
oh,
They're not directional drilling?
Some of it they were, but some of it they're plowing too.
man, what you're. And they've got.
I mean, the one that I finally told them that it was gone, I said, you bore 10 feet deep, we'll be all right. Leave mine. That's what they did. It ended up in the corner of my field. I said, you're not going in there. So it made the bore stay on the right of way. So, but you gotta stay on them.
Yeah. We don't, as I understand it, we don't have anybody to keep on them right now.
No. But this one apparently had a major, lot of water. No tile. A Thor War said it would 21-inch plastic. It was one company in Brazil. and it makes it 21 inch. He was gonna order it in. The company's gonna pay for it. But, gonna have problems more, you know. So,
Any other business?
One other thing while we're talking. Over there at Swayze, that tile underneath the road broke down or whatever.
Highway, they know about it. They're supposed to repair it.
I thought we was gonna get a new tile under Swayze Road.
Who repairs it? County Highway?
No, I think they were gonna pay, Bragg to put a new across the road.
Which road is it?
Well,
That's the Taylor tile, the same tile we talked about earlier.
300 south.
North south.
Okay.
they need
This is where we get out of the Nestor's yard. We found out it's bad under the county road.
I was just making sure we didn't cross 13.
No, this is going north and south.
Okay.
but the guy that's working out there for Bragg, he was confused whether the county was gonna do it. And supposedly they've been trying to get a hold of White, somebody tried to tell me he's farmer. I didn't.
Well, last time I talked to Eric, he was gonna be meeting David White. And I told him, I said, well, you'd be the one, have the highway department to pay you, put it in. It's bad and it's collapsing under the road. So Indiana code, David's supposed to pay for that. And I reminded Eric to remind David that this one's on him.
Well, you gotta be careful because when you get on the north side, I own on the north side, there's at least a 3-inch gas line.
Utilities have to be marked, yeah, Eric was aware of that.
Buried there,
I was under the assumption that
but I
they were
assumed,
gonna hire Eric Bragg to do it.
I assumed the county come out there and cut that road. Or they wanted, and maybe Bragg had changed the one they done in Wendell here a while back.
I never heard back with him. He just said he was meeting David. You know,
Just so we can get that whole work there.
all it needs done, and I thought I had it handled. It was gonna be. Hadn't heard back from either one of them, but I left it.
That is in charge up there.
I haven't talked to Eric or about, I don't know, David, but it wouldn't be bad to have a manhole on the north side of the road there. Keep an eye on
They
it.
got one on the south,
Yeah,
or 2 or 3 down through.
okay, I know there was one.
You ready?
Who adjourned?
That was Richard and Pat. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I will call David about this plowing stuff. And you want me to ask him about this, there on the newbie as well?
It's right at the road, 300 south where it goes
Right
down
into town.
by the treatment plant.
Taylor Creek. Mark.
Taylor Creek, okay.
Yeah. Eric was supposed to talk to him about it.